Each of us is different, but when we travel, we all want the same thing: to enjoy ourselves. Some of us want to have fun, see the most interesting things, discover the amazing, or just have a pleasant rest. We don't want to miss out on anything important. In this episode, I will present 10 places in Gdańsk that are absolutely worth seeing. Hi, my name is Sebastian. I share ideas and practical tips that will surely help you to spend your time in unique places even more pleasantly and efficiently. Today, Gdańsk and my top 10 list. When making this list, I was guided by criteria such as attractiveness, uniqueness and representation of Gdańsk. The presented places are not in order of preference. Just get to know my proposals and choose the best of Gdańsk for yourself.
It is the largest historic church in Poland and one of the largest brick churches in the world. Taking nearly 160 years to build, it's been a functioning church for over 5 centuries. Huge, historic and absolutely worth seeing regardless of your religious beliefs. The majestic interior impresses with its grandeur. The long list of monuments at Mariacka Basilica, in English St. Mary's Church, includes impressive medieval sculptures and paintings. Over 400 tombstones, the oldest of which dates back to 1411. An oak main altar, dedicated to the patron saint of the church. 3 things you should know when planning a visit to this place. First, when there is a mass, there is no sightseeing. Second, every day just before 12 o'clock, a few minutes presentation of the astronomical clock begins. It's a short but great show. Third, if you are already in the basilica, be sure to climb the tower. The tower is nearly 80 meters high, with a little over 400 steps leading to the top. It takes about 15 minutes to climb the tower. The satisfaction is great and the view is amazing. Long Street and Long Market form the most representative route through the city, called the Royal Route. It starts at the Highland Gate and runs for 600 meters until it reaches the splendid Green Gate. The colloquial name Royal Route, commonly used today, refers to the parade entries of Polish rulers during their historical visits to Gdańsk. For centuries, it was a prestigious place where the town hall was located and the stately houses of the wealthiest and most influential citizens of Gdańsk. Today, it's a space of delightful architecture and richness of monuments. Picturesque houses, restaurants, cafes, people and street artists. All this creates a colorful scenery and vibrant and bustling atmosphere that attracts tourists as well as the locals. On the Royal Route, there is also an absolute symbol of the city, the Neptune Fountain, at which every visitor wants to take a souvenir photo. On the Royal Route, there are also 4 museums and 3 different tourist information points. The first one in the Highland Gate, the second halfway down opposite the historic town hall, and the third at the end next to the Green Gate. In each of these places you will find lots of helpful, up-to-date information and friendly staff who will do their best to help you make the most of your time in Gdańsk. I strongly recommend taking a cruise to Westerplatte on one of 2 ships stylized as old galleons, the Lion and the Black Pearl. In high season they run every hour from morning till evening. Masts, ropes, wooden decorations, all this allows us to dream and move to the times of the old port of Gdańsk, attraction not only for children. During the cruise you can see a lot: the historic Gdańsk from the water, shipyard areas, harbor quays with working ships moored at them, and the Westerplatte Peninsula. During the cruise you can hear stories about what you see around you, in high season also in English. The cruise to Westerplatte, the historical site of the first battle of World War II, takes 30 minutes. After arriving, it's possible to visit the peninsula with a guide or on your own. It's recommended that you buy a return ticket so that after the visit to the peninsula you can easily and pleasantly return to Gdańsk. So how much time should you devote to comfortably getting to know the place? In my opinion, 2 hours is good enough. even if you travel with children. On the way back, which takes about an hour, the atmosphere is completed by sailing songs and live music. There is a bar on board the galleon, so you can order something to eat or drink. In my opinion, a galleon cruise with a tour of Weserplatte is a very good idea for an attractive way to spend half a day. In the building of the former Franciscan monastery, there is a unique treasure. One of the most valuable paintings in the Polish collections, next to The Lady with an Ermine by Leonardo da Vinci. One of the most outstanding examples of Dutch painting in the world. Perfectly preserved despite its turbulent history, which dates back to the Middle Ages. The work of Master Hans Memling. The Last Judgment. The 15th century triptych is one of the most interesting depictions of the Last Judgment, and its history is as interesting as the painting itself. It was painted over 500 years ago in Bruges. It what is now Belgium. When it was finished and on a ship to Italy, its destination, it fell prey to a dancing corsair during a naval skirmish off the coast of England. Today, you can see it in the National Museum in Gdańsk. A painting that you cannot forget. Come and see for yourself. The Oliva Cathedral and the adjacent park are the only places on my list located outside the very center of Gdańsk, but it's very easy to get there, even directly by tram from the main train station in Gdańsk. It takes about 30 minutes. The greatest attraction of the place is the 18th century organ, which was then the largest in Europe. The richly decorated Baroque instrument delights to this day, above all its form and ornamentation. But you can also listen to the organ. 20-minute concerts are held throughout the year, several times a day in high season. Masterpieces of great composers are presented, and the repertoire is chosen so as to fully exploit the potential of this unusual instrument. Right next to the cathedral, there is the famous Oliva Park. It was created on the basis of the Cistercian monastery garden. In the park, you can admire the numerous species of plants and trees from around the world. On the 10 hectares of the park, you will also find rows of trees, sculptures, an alpine garden, and even elements of a Japanese garden. It is the perfect place for a walk, a moment of rest, contact with nature, and relaxation. A charming oasis of peace in a dense and busy area. It is also one of the most popular locations for wedding sessions. While visiting the cathedral, you should look into the park. And another thing, 10 minutes walk from the cathedral, there is a hill called Pachołek. The hill has a platform offering very attractive views of the bay and surrounding area. In my opinion, Mariacka Street is the most charming street in the very center of historic Gdańsk. Parallel to the Royal Route, it is located very close to Neptune's Fountain. You can get here from the riverside through Mariacka Gate or from the other side, right next to Mariacka Basilica. It is hard to believe that this street was completely destroyed during the last war. Fortunately, it was rebuilt in such a way as to remind us of its glory days when it was inhabited by wealthy merchants. The facades refer to the 16th and 17th centuries, and the absolute highlight of Mariacka are the reconstructed stylish terraces enchanting with the stonework and decorative wrought iron grilles. This is complemented by the gargoyles. Over the centuries, the form of these terraces has evolved. becoming a decoration of the house and a place where people like to spend time with friends and family. The unique atmosphere of the street is also created by the omnipresent shops and galleries with handicrafts, among which amber products are the most popular. On Mariacka Street you can definitely feel the magic of Old Gdańsk. When you are here, stop for a moment, sit on the terrace of one of the local cafes or simply on the steps of a forecourt and enjoy the moment. There have always been ships built in Gdańsk. Numerous companies connected with building and repairing ships operated in various places. However, the Gdańsk Shipyard Company has the most lasting place in Polish consciousness and history. This huge shipyard was established just after the war and operated for 50 years. Today, one part of the former shipyard still functions as a place for the production and repair of ships. The remaining part of the area has changed its character and purpose. Culture and art institutions operate here. Concerts are organized and the local landscape is constantly changing. Being in the area of the shipyard, it is absolutely worth taking a walk along the Imperial Shipyard route, a free attraction which allows you to visit the post-shipyard area on your own. There are several stops on the route, each of them factually described, also in English. The shipyard is a place of remembrance for the tragic events of December 1970, the birth of Solidarność, and the beginning of transformations in Poland. This is presented in the historic BHP Hall, a place steeped in history, where in August 1980 the Gdańsk agreements were signed between the strikers and representatives of the communist government, and where today a very interesting museum functions. If you travel with children, they will surely be interested in the colorful and interesting dioramas. They show how the shipyard used to look and allow you to see the progressive stages of shipbuilding. The museum is open every day and admission is free. The shipyard is also a great place to meet with friends, eat something, listen to music, and all this with the original cranes in the background. As you can see, the shipyard is a rich place which can provide you with many unforgettable experiences. Situated on the site of the former shipyard, the ECS is 20-minute walk from Neptune's Fountain. From the outside, the huge angular building looks rusty, but inside it's light, fresh and amazes with the presence of greenery. The European Solidarity Center is a modern, impressive museum opened in 2014, dedicated not only to Solidarność but more importantly to the history of Poland and Europe from the post-war era to the early 1990s. The center focuses on the post-war reality, Soviet domination, the rebellion of society, the solidarity struggle for freedom, the systemic changes and the end of communist Poland, and the fall of communism in Europe. All of this is presented in a modern, attractive way with the use of advanced technology, artifacts, films, photographs, and documents. Consisting of 7 rooms, the exhibition is definitely impressive and provides interesting knowledge about relatively not so distant times. The ticket price includes an intelligent audio guide you can choose from 10 languages. You can also use the services of licensed guides whose contact details can be found on the center website. A comfortable tour of the exhibition takes about 2 hours on average. If you are already nearby, be sure to enter the center. Take the elevator to the observation deck, which offers a perfect view of the shipyard district and the immediate area. Entrance to the observation deck is free. The museum's new location is just a 10-minute walk north of Neptensfontein in the historic Great Mail building. The current museum's interior is modern, spacious, and unlike the previous one, adapted to the needs of people with disabilities. Gdańsk is the amber capital of the world. For centuries, it has been sourced, traded and used to produce household items and ornaments. It is our local heritage, and therefore I thoroughly recommend you visit the Amber Museum while in Gdańsk. You can see over 1,000 exhibits from amber nuggets 40 million years old with embedded plants and insects to modern creations by contemporary artists. The museum presents the world's largest inclusion of a spider in amber and the world's largest piece of amber, which weighs 68 kilograms. The youngest visitors are also entertained by interesting multimedia educational points. A modern and interesting place for everyone, where you can confidently spend a charming hour of your life. The Amber Museum is open every day, and once a week there is a free admission day. If you want to learn more about the last World War, not only from the perspective of great politics, but through the eyes of ordinary people, be sure to visit the World War II Museum. The building of the museum, which opened in 2017, draws attention from afar with its architecture. From Neptensfontein to the museum, we have a 15-minute walk. The exhibitions focus on the Polish experience of the war, showing it in a broad European and world context, making the narrative interesting for both Poles and foreign tourists from around the world. The museum is closed on Mondays, but the entrance is free on Tuesdays. When planning a visit, it is always better to check on the museum's official website. On average, the tour takes about 3 hours.
This was a list of 10 places and things to do that I thoroughly recommend you experience in Gdańsk. By visiting my Facebook fan page, you can vote for the attractions you saw and which you think are the most interesting. Are you wondering where to drink good beer, where to eat well, which museum is worth visiting, where to go with children, or looking for attractions on a budget? What to see if you only have one day in such an interesting place? All you have to do is subscribe to this channel, enable notifications, and that way you will always be up to date. I would be grateful if you follow my profile on Facebook and Instagram. This way you will do something good for this channel and me, and we know that good comes back in different forms. It doesn't matter if you travel alone, with your family, with your partner, or with friends. I'm sure there is something for everyone here. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment. Good comes back in different forms.